Hello Flosstube! My name is Claire and this is my first Flosstube video. That sounds like I'm at an addicts meeting. This is my first time, so please be gentle with me. I've been watching Flosstube for a few months now and I discovered a Stitch Mania group and all the lovely people on there, the whole community, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And so I've been inspired to try it for myself. So I'm a bit nervous and I'll probably talk too fast and might ramble a bit. So please forgive me. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna adjust the camera there. Okay. Right. So a little bit about me. I am a stay-at-home mum. I have two beautiful girls, aged 4 and 6, one of whom keeps banging on the door wanting to come in, so we'll see how that goes. And a lovely husband who is very techie, so he's set me all up on the iPad, so if it all goes wrong, I'm turning to him. And I have two beautiful cats, which I may introduce at some point further down the line. I live in Croydon in the UK, and I do lots of volunteering at church. I'm part of the youth team there. I'm on the school PTA. I'm involved with a mum's group and things like that. So I keep busy, but I do love to cross stitch whenever I can, and I try to cross stitch every day. And I also do crochet, and so I will wish to show some of my crocheting in my videos, but it's mainly cross stitch. I've been cross stitching since I was 13. My aunt who lives in America sent me a kit, and so I did it, and I found it the other day, and it's hilarious. It's all the X's are like the wrong way and higgledy-piggledy, but I loved it. And I learnt, I'm a self-taught cross stitcher, and I learnt so much doing it. And then I immediately went from this teeny tiny little cross stitch kit to a Teresa Wenzler, who has remained my favourite cross stitch designer ever since. I adore her. I love the dragons mainly. I love dragons, and I love her blended stitches. I love the details in them. It can be a bit of a fiddle to do, but I love the result. So in this video I thought I would just show you a couple of my finishes, my Teresa Wenzler finishes. Over the years I've got like a ton of finishes, but most of them are given away as presents, so you won't have to sit through me giving you finish after finish, because I don't have most of them anymore. But I have hung on to these couple of Teresa Wenzlers, so I will show you those. When I was 14 I started this, and this is The Castle by Teresa Wenzler. And it was my, apart from the teeny tiny thing I did to begin with, was my first ever proper cross stitch. And I love it. Love it. I remember stitching this while I was supposed to be revising for my GCSEs. That's how old this is. But it's beautiful. And I love it. Highly, highly recommend that one. Then a few years later, not very long later, but excuse the glare. This is the Fantasy Sampler, and I know you can see that my camera is backwards and I have no idea how to flip it at the moment, so maybe in a future video I can. But this was also just such a joy to stitch. It's stunning. I love it. And this has got a bit of a story to tell. So if you can see, I don't know if you can see in the top corner with the lion, it's a bit bumpfly, a bit rumpled up around here and a bit baggy around the edge there, and that's because it's patched. I used to leave my stitching, stupidly, in a carrier bag down the side of the sofa, and my housemate at the time had a pet rat, which he used to let out of his cage and run around the room. And this pet rat, called Casper, decided that he wanted to eat my cross stitch. Bless him. So he did. And I pulled it out that evening, and there was a great big hole all around here. in the cross stitch fabric where he had had his lunch. I was devastated. I mean, fortunately, I hadn't yet started stitching in that area. But I'd done all of this lot, and I was probably about a year into it, and so I was gutted. But I took it to my local needle workshop and went, "Help me!" And the lady said, "Oh, just patch it." I was like, "Patch it?" So I did, and so there's a whole extra bit of fabric up here, and unless you know what you're looking for, you can't really tell. So I think that's all right, you know, unless I pointed it out to you, you probably wouldn't see. But it is beautiful, and I do love it. But that's that little tail. And then here is my other big Teresa Wentzler, and it is the Castle Sampler. And I finished this just in December. And this was probably a whip for about 15 years. But I didn't stitch on it, like, obviously, all the time. It spent most of the time in a cupboard. A bit of a thread there. But that was finally finished in December. And it is beautiful. I love it so, so much. And it's got, most of it is over 2 strands. But you can see here the letters in the border, and the flowers are all over 1, and the same down in the border along here. This is all over 1, so it looks so delicate and tiny compared to the rest of it. A ton of back stitching, but isn't it worth it? Absolutely love Teresa Wentzler's stuff. So there's that, and then a couple of her freebies which I finished. This one is Dragon Rampant, which is a freebie on her website, Teresa Wentzler Designs. I think it's Design Works. Have a look there. That's beautiful and sparkly. Love the dragons. Love them. And another one of her little freebies. That's Stretch. And I did him on a holiday in France. And my husband packed my scissors in my carry-on luggage instead of in the hold luggage. So they got confiscated in the airport. I was unimpressed. But fortunately there were a pair of scissors in the first aid kit, so I nabbed them instead. But so that's Stretch. And there are a few other Teresa Wentzlers that I've got on the go at the moment, and you'll see those as and when they come up in my rotation or I finish them. And apart from that, what I wanted to do today was to show you what I've been working on for Maynia. Because I'm a member of the Stitch Mania group. Hello! And it's such a fantastic group. It is such a supportive community, and so bad for my bank balance. I have bought so much stash this year, since joining this group and since watching what everybody's plans are for Maynia. Yeah, I need to go on a bit of a stash diet for a bit. But anyway, my plans were to do the 15 starts in the 15 days. And then I thought, it's 2016, I'll do 16 starts. And then along the way, another one snuck in, so I'm actually doing 17 starts. And it's the 15th, Sunday the 15th today. So it should be the end, for me anyway. But no, I've got another couple of days to go before I finish. So let me show you what I've started so far. The first day was, this is not in colour, I'm afraid, but it is Senorita Sugar Skull by Brooks Books, and in colour she is gorgeous. I love Sugar Skulls. I think they are just so cute, and I have the Senor Sugar Skull as well, but I haven't started him yet. And she's the first piece that I've done on perforated paper, and I've done the top of her head so far. Not so much stitching. Well, there aren't on any of these starts because they're just starts. But that's her. So she was fun and I'm enjoying her. The second one is the first of 4 Teresa Wentzlers that I've started in Stitch Mania. And it is Castles by the Sea. I'm so sorry that this isn't flipped. I really must find out how to do that. I love this. Obviously it's dragon. Hello. But it's just so cute. And you can't read it because it's backwards, so it says, golden days of sun and laughter, carefree, perfect ever after. Young and full of dreams were we, building castles by the sea. And that's available on Patterns Online, which is where I got this from. Patternsonline.com, I think. Might be wrong. But that's where a lot of Teresa Wentzler's designs are now. And it's the best place to get them. She's recharted a lot of them so that they're digital rather than handwritten, which a lot of her earlier patterns are. And they're much easier to follow. So there's that one. And how far I've got? Not very far. I've got nearly around the edge. I like to do the edge first just so that I can centre my design, so then I can be absolutely sure that I've got enough material. And it's on blue, it's on sparkly blue, opalescent. So I thought that was nice. There you go. Day 3. A familiar one. The Emerald City. From Cross Stitch Crazy. I think it was the May issue. So I got that one. Everyone's seen this. And it's on sparkly 18 count Ada. And I didn't get much done. I've got the little door. And I have some green blending filament to put in with some of the other threads around the castle so that it sparkles. Because it's emeralds. Bit of bling. Can't go wrong with a bit of bling. Day 4 was John Clayton. There we are. I love John Clayton, and I've decided that I like him like more than I used to. I used to be completely just a fantasy type of stitcher, but recently I've discovered that I just love all the British countryside, all the ye olde worldy stuff. I think it's just, maybe I'm just getting old, but I really do like these, and my husband likes them as well. He said they remind him of like watercolour paintings, which is what they're based on. So anyway, this is morning delivery, and this is the start. Not much. It's like the trees that are poking out above the house and a bit of roof. But there's quite a lot of blending, and he does these weird stitches. They're called squashed fractionals. And I'd never heard of them before. And essentially, it's taking your normal cross stitch and squashing it so that it takes up half the square. I don't know if you can see, probably not, I don't know, some of them. So along here, there's 2 cross stitches in one cross stitch square. So they're thin. So he does a lot of those in his designs, I've noticed. But I've never seen anybody else that does those. Everyone has to be special in some way. The next one was Teresa Wentzler number 2. And this is Regal Peacocks. And it is from a magazine. I couldn't tell you which one it is. I've got it downstairs in my very special stash, but this is, I just photocopied the page to keep the original nice and safe. And I found it on eBay. And I just loved it. I love the colours. I love the simplicity of it. I mean, for a Teresa Wentzler, that is a pretty simple design, I have to say. Especially the border. She has those fabulous borders, but this is just one line. So that's it. I sat and did that, and I just love the colours. Love the colours. It's beautiful. That was that one. The next one I started, all these words that aren't flipped. This is Cherish All Living Things by Lizzie Kate. And this one's been in my stash for many years, so it felt good to start it. And I'm not using the called for threads just because I don't have any at the moment. And so this is all DMC. Just got the all living and a little bit of the butterfly. If you know how to flip the image, please tell me. This one's a bit of a cheeky one because she snuck into my Maynia plans. She wasn't going to. I actually didn't even know she existed until I watched, is it Claire L, her Flosstube video. Hello, Claire. Another Claire from the UK, all good. But she had the Sunflower Fairy by Nora Corbett, and she said that you can get it as a download from Hirschner's website. So I was like, ooh, go on there, have a look. And this one was on as well. So I got the Sunflower Fairy, and I got this one. This is the Halloween Fairy, and they are available as instant downloads from the Hirschner's website. Very reasonably priced as well, I have to say. So I was well chuffed. Downloaded her, and she's in DMC. And a few Krynics, which I can wait to get. But I was like, I've got DMC, I can do that. So she jumped into my Maynia plans, and she's beautiful. Beautiful. She's my very first Nora Corbett. Definitely won't be my last. So I'm doing her on just green 28 count even weave. And that's as far as I've got at the moment. And yes, she does look a little bit like a brown watermelon slice. But she's going to look beautiful. There's some beautiful conversions in the Nora Corbett Mirabilia conversion group on Facebook at the moment. And there's one of her done in blues, which is lovely, really lovely. But I'm going to stick with my browns. I like her. The next one is another John Clayton. And this is Summer Meadows. And I just loved the colours of this. It's actually brighter than it's being picked up in the camera. But it's really warm and sunny and just really evocative of the British summer. So I got that one. Completely not the kind of thing that I normally go for. I'm changing. And this is how far I got. There. Just a few stems of trees. And a bit of the ground and stuff. A few more of those squashed fractionals. Next up, Michael Powell. Love him. Love his all of his designs. I'm in the middle. I say in the middle. Probably about 3/4 of the way through a big design of his, the Spanish Hilltown, which will come up in another video when I show some of my other whips. But this one is a dinky one. And it is called The Garden Shed, and it is from a little booklet called 20. It's in a set, a series called 20 to Do, and this is 20 cross stitches, and they're all by Michael Powell, and it's a dead cheap little book, and it's gorgeous. I snapped it up as soon as I saw it, and this is one of the designs in it, so that's lovely. They're all in Anchor, all of his designs, so I just went and googled the conversions to DMC. So not very much done so far, but it's going to look gorgeous. So there's that one. The next one, my Celtic Christmas lady. Isn't she stunning? And this was racked to me by the lovely Catherine Reed. Hello, Catherine. She, I was admiring one of the cross stitches that she was doing on Facebook. She's doing the Celtic Spring, and I was going all gooey-eyed over it, and she said that she did have a spare one of these if I would like it, and I said yes please, and she was so lovely, and she sent it to me in the post, and so I've been waiting for the perfect time to start her, which is now. This is a massive bit of fabric. Woof! Huge! It's my first time stitching on 32 count Murano, and I think I love it. I think I'm going to be stitching quite a lot of things on this kind of fabric in the future. And this is Coffee Murano, and this is my start. Love it. Enjoyed that one a lot, so I'll be going back to her very soon. Next up, doesn't it seem like going on forever, this Maynia? Lovely though, so much fun. Next one, the Harebell Fairy. It's one of the DMC Flower Fairies, and this was in a magazine. I don't know which magazine, to be honest, because I just got her as a pattern pulled out of a magazine on eBay. But I love her. I love the colours in her. And she uses DMC light effects, which I've never used before. And loads of people I've noticed like, DMC light effects, I'd rather use something else. So I'll let you know what I think when I try it. Because what I've started so far is just her dress. Just her dress, and not used the light effects yet. I think they're just in her wings. So that was that. The next one, I don't have a picture to show you because it's an electronic pattern. It was on Patterns Online, and I just printed out the pattern rather than a picture. I put a picture of the finished piece up in the Facebook group in Maynia, so it was on there. Or you can go to Teresa Wentzler's website. But this is the Sun Dragon. And she's gorgeous. This is yellow, sparkly, 28 count. It's just a scrap that I cut off the side of something else that I was doing. And that's the dragon's tummy. And it goes up here and the tail comes around there. And there's a sun kind of here with rays made of kryneck that go out. And she's so sparkly. And surprisingly, for Teresa Wentzler, there are no blended threads in this one. So really easy to stitch. So I think that's going to come out nicely very quickly. Next, All I Yesterday's Big Ben. This has been in my stash for at least 10 years. So I thought, let's start it. So I did. And I live in Greater London. Croydon is just in the kind of outskirts of London. So I'm a London girl. Not really. Not really. I moved here. I'm not really from London. Anyway, Big Ben. There you go. This was it yesterday's? This was yesterday's. A Lizzie Kate, Come Let Us Adore Him. I could sing it to you, but I'm not going to. Not until we know each other a little bit better. This has also been in my stash for a very long time. But I love Lizzie Kate's. So, yeah. There we go. This is actually on 36 count even weave. Because I love the size of 18 count Ada. There we go. It's a little Jesus shaped hole. And then today. Today is Mini Twist 2 day, and I don't know if a lot of you already know, but Northern Expression Needleworks and Stitchy Box have got together to release 6 samplers throughout this year that teach you how to do various speciality stitches. I've started Mini Twist 1, and this is Mini Twist 2, and this is Rhodes and Rice stitches, and I haven't got very far because it's today's and I haven't had much time to stitch yet. I'll do more this evening, but done my corner, which is a Rhodes triangle, I think, and then I'm just doing the cross stitch bits there, but they're little mini band samplers. I mean, it won't be very big, but it's really fun, and one of my New Year's resolutions this year was to try different new stitches, so this fits nicely. I like bright colours. My other one's in orange and red, so we'll see. And tomorrow I will be stitching another Lizzie Kate. I'll be stitching this Santa here from Tiny Tidings 19. It is. So him. And then day number 17, which will be my final Maynia day, is my final Teresa Wentzler. And it is the Pennsylvania Dutch Heart, which, again, is not my normal style, but I love Teresa Wentzler's, and there's something about this that just calls to me. I just love it. I love the heart in the middle. I love the birds and all the detail. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. So, yeah, I've been having an absolute ball with Maynia. I have loved it. My husband thinks we are all crazy. But he just kind of smiles and lets me get on with it. So that's nice. That's good. So I've been doing that. I probably could have got more stitching done, but I'm also in the middle of a giant crochet project, which I'll just very briefly show you because you're here for cross stitch, not crochet. But look at this baby. Oh yeah, it's a monster. This is the Mandala Madness crochet along. And before I started this, all I had ever done was granny squares, which are really, really, really basic and simple. If you know anything about crochet, you know they're the beginner things. And that's all I've done for like years. I've done granny squares. Then I did this. It's insane. Every week, every Thursday, there is a new part released. So this was part... so big, I can't hold it. This is part 1, and then this is part 2, and part 3, and part 4. So it kind of goes out. And it's going to be massive when it's done. It's going to be about 6 foot wide. It's going to be 18 weeks. And it's released on a blog site called Crystals and Crochet. And it's a free pattern. It's a free design. And I just bought the wool to make it. And it's being... The crochet along is being hosted by a Facebook group called the Official CCC Group or something. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. So there's loads of people on there doing it in all different kinds of colours. That's where I am so far. I'm kind of halfway through a row here, there. So I'll do some more on this later. But this is why I haven't got as much stitching done. Huge! It's really, really cool, really good fun. Quite tricky, and I have to keep like pulling bits out and doing it again. But that's good. So that's me. Nearly half an hour. That's quite enough of me talking. So please comment if you have anything nice to say. If you have any constructive comments, that's also welcome. If you are just being critical, go away. And if you would like to subscribe, that would be great. I don't know how often that I will be posting videos because this is my first one. It probably won't be weekly, but it might be fortnightly, it might be monthly. Just see how we go. Thank you very much for sticking with me, and I hope you liked what I had to show you, and I hope that you are really enjoying whatever stitching that you're doing. Okay,